Okay, so I bought this book recently in my journeys and travels through not really time, not really place, not really anywhere, but through magic and also the journey of resurrection and remembrance that did happen after my life summary, because there is more left to know. So this book is something that I did notice that was really important to me and Zach Wayne and the beginning of our resurrection of this universe. So when I resurrected Zach Wayne, he already died. He had a corpse somewhere, like everyone did, and also not myself, obviously, because I was the one that had fallen down. So the visual compendium of Holy Dead and the Society of ZWE, including also how it occurred and happened. So we're looking at this. Zach Wayne's not truly baptized Christian once again since Y2K and the theft of everyone's baptism. So I did say 1 year with me and Brother Rival and Zach as we were watching Letters to Cole, which was something like a song that which was something I wanted a letter story or something about Zach Wayne to me, and it left this clue hint here on the book of the name, which wasn't really a name yet. It's obviously, if it is a person, then we don't really think it is, yeah, let's be honest, because there's a magic book play somewhere that just creates books to occur and happen after meningitis vaccines and all these vaccines. Somehow people get switch mem and they wrote it, yeah. And they have pictures and this and that, yeah. So here's the next page that I wanted to show everyone and tell the story of Zach Wayne. Which was first love, first thought, first connection, first sensation, from love, hell, and much more, to resurrect Zach Wayne and something in his subconscious of a woman finding someone in need. Does mention Mexico because we did get a glimpse of each other's face really fast. I do look Mexican to him in this destines of planets and locations that to many I am believed as Mexican. So these are something that looks Egyptian and also times of Off with the Head and much more relating to Cleopatra and the haircut that I was given, yeah. And in Zach Wayne's thoughts, maybe, and the fast move pace in the bathroom that did chip chop cut my hair when I walked through the doors was something in his memories and something of that sort. Which was something as an ignition and or resurrection of self in the spinning and the movements of something, yeah. So she looks like my mom, yeah, when my mom walked in, and we don't know if he kind of printed it out in some sort of similarly to a red room for photography, but this is within the mind and the conscience of Zach Wayne, yeah. That he's thinking, okay, well, that's her mom when she walked in the door, and she's some nice lady, and someone, yeah, that I was talking to him about God, and that he walked in as well and said things as that he's gonna take care of me and so on, as I was at a loss of age since I had to resurrect Zach really fast and walk through spaces and time to meet Blue Ribo in a gap year of 3 years, and I lost my sizing that very way. Talking about eating food at dinner table and so on, and he's just slowly recovering during this whole process. And the time frame that Zach Wayne did truly resurrect in size was 8 years old. So this process is like a really long time when he's just kind of going through slow resurrection and kind of somewhere by himself, yeah, in the conversation with me and where I was, because I couldn't go see him. I had to continue my work to quickly resurrect every person. So, thought about eating dinner, this and that. The meningitis and so on, the death that did occur, and the slow process of kill and remove and regenerate his body and his mind and conscience, including seeing color again, which was art class with Blue Ribo and even at home. So these pictures, you don't really know who it is, but it's something to do with something, yeah, that I did discuss before in my thoughts and much more. And so so by the time at 8 years old, he did say that he's coming to see me, and he did ask what his name should be. We all went through that the first day where we walked out and met someone that was saying, okay, well, your name is this, your name is that. And so my name was given, and he had asked me what his name should be, and so it was Zach with a K. And the Elliot just occurred naturally as there was some sort of communication going on, yeah. And so it's similarly to like mind and memories and powers, elements, and many more that were going on, yeah. And flashes of colors to slowly resurrect his mind, conscience, and visual. So we don't really know if Zach Wayne was living in black and white before, but he could have, yeah, in purgatory, yeah. So there's like a lot of pictures and photography that was seen as real pictures, yeah. So we don't really know, yeah. Because my mind disconnected with Zach Wayne, possibly. And he wouldn't talk about these type of things, yeah. But we're at a time when we're going to look at some sort of evidence to see something, yeah. So I just go to the market. I just do all these things with my mom. And there were flowers in Asia. There were a lot of dead, similarly to these images, and decay and mass entities that were of surroundings of me and Zach Wayne, and we don't really know what his side was after he resurrected. He never told that story, but I prefer to hear it, yeah, from him, yeah. So there's a lot of funeral stuff that did go on, yeah. Maybe his mind was thinking about something that occurred during his inner days, and the inner days here that did occur, yeah. So these are like tiles that I did like, and I was talking about it, yeah. So maybe, yeah, that's why it's in here, yeah. Flowers and much more at the market and so on. Color. Relationship. Usually that is going on with my parents at that age and that time. Around his resurrection and the communication with Blue Faith that was constant, yeah, and he came in for some sort of shocker when we were talking in three-way in telepathic ways, yeah. Because we were forced to be a trinity after me meeting Blue Rival, and I was so depressed and even suicidal at age 3 that I had become young again and lost a lot of my memory. I had to lose too much of myself, yeah, from the universal body and to resurrect all life of this universal. Yeah. So, Blue Rival was on the phone because of that, yeah. And someone was saying we're in a relationship, this and that, yeah. We don't really know, yeah. I mean, the divinity phone that I had initially was going on like that, and we were kind of like, well, we know something, we're gonna do something, we're gonna plan something, but it was really like immaturity that was going on, yeah. That was like forcing the supposed relationship to occur but not solve the supposed issues that were possibly going to happen again, yeah, because they did get some sort of ultimatum in the choices of no divinity, and to get divinity I would have to go to Methodist, and I was already upset that I had to come here, yeah, so I wanted to learn the system and prove that the system is present and someone can just kill a whole creation, the universal and any universal, yeah. So I wanted to go learn the system, which was Buddhism, instead of going the pathways and directions of Methodism to get my partners, yeah. If I get my partners, and what if it occurs, yeah? What if it occurs to creation somewhere, or even the ones that do go to wedding ceremonies and pass with their divine, yeah, because there are stories such as Adam and Eve and the rest that are divinely for each other, but did die, yeah, or were passed to somewhere else, yeah. Instead of truly getting divinity pathways and rights to miracle worlds and lands and places of creation. So at this time, it was a question of, if your parents were thy creator, real thy creator, what would he want you to do? And so the answer was, study before I truly have a real married matrimony. Real sex, real this, real that, yeah. And that's because I'm God of love, yeah, but other people maybe, yeah, study before something else, yeah. We don't really know what the answers would be there, yeah. So me and Zachwin were liking each other, we're studying, we're looking at a lot of things that we did learn with each other during this process after his slow resurrection of a total of 8 years, yeah, that was slowly recovering and coming to reality. Similarly to getting the Menji back recent years that I did go through, it's similar to what Zach Wayne was possibly going through. Yeah. The supposed psychosis, the bad images, the trauma, the abuse, the getting rid of Menji, the weapons, the this, the that. Yeah. The bugs, the this, the that, the reorganization of skulls and skin and appearance and much more, yeah. And during the psychosis of resurrection, it is possibly the most tragic feelings and even thoughts that are going around, yeah. So if Zach Wayne was in purgatory, black and white, priorly, yeah, then maybe, yeah, these are the thoughts of like, well, because we're wondering at this point, me and Zach subconsciously and deep within our soul memories were who killed us and the reason why. So there's some sort of images that are going around in the black and white in the book itself, yeah. So this book, yeah, if you read it, I did read it, I did flip through it, and I woke up similarly to On the Other Side, yeah. So if you do really read it and you're seeing black and white, maybe, yeah, you're gonna soon see color of the powers and magical of the book that it does come with, yeah. But if you're not reading it to truly recover and or the powers that it grants, yeah, which is powers of dead universal, yeah. That the book does speak of, because Zach Wayne went through it, so obviously it's his powers and his conversation of how to truly see color and resurrect again. But maybe, yeah, if you're trying to resurrect someone that is beyond a corpse, yeah, maybe, yeah, you can just like play it on a recording stereo, yeah, in the supposed location. If it's truly lost life, if they're not really passing in the promisable passings of rites of creation and life, yeah, because it does occur in creation, as many people are not dreaming, many people are not getting a fair equal life because the supposed occurrences that are occurring. Yeah, we don't really know why it happened, but as I do dig into the studies, it does relate to elements and universal species in the choices and options that many did do and did create. Yeah. As we are supposed to be a team and we're supposed to cycle the circle with each other, then the options and the role placements and the role decisions have to be similarly to agreeable. Yeah. So I did pray send this to my mom. Yeah, I heard she's in black and white, but energy black and white. And if she is, maybe she read it. Maybe, and I did hear she went to the other side. Yeah, I did catch a glimpse of her. Yeah. We don't know what time, what place, because I am in Miracle Time, Miracle Place. So, seemingly, yeah, someone's going to say, okay, maybe this book is Jackie, it's not, but when we're talking about the powers that Holy Dead have,